Coming up on Carolina's Family at 4, hang on tight. We're going to go back in time for our destination vacation today. We'll explain next.
Well, if you're sick and tired of 2020 and you're just over it all, why not try visiting the early 1900s, or if you're feeling really wild and crazy, maybe the 1980s.
Ooh, go way on back there. That's exactly what our Tatiana Cash is doing for this week's destination vacation. She is time traveling for fun and sweet treats, all in Anderson County.
Here in Anderson at CNC Ice Cream and Arcade, sweet treats, superheroes, and games.
Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man, Donkey Kong, Galaga, Space Invaders. We got 5 pinball machines, Mortal Kombat, Marvel Capcom, Dig Dug Centipede.
The Upstate's only vintage 80s arcade and 50s ice cream parlor combo. CNC hosts more than 20 different games and ice cream flavors.
This was like the first 1v1 fighters.
The family business was the brainchild of Scott Austin and his son, Case.
My son's like, well, everybody loves ice cream. We're like, yeah, okay, ice cream arcade. So that's how it came to be.
Case also created the mascots, Cream, a 50s gal, and Cade, her 80s brother. Plus, Case knows Spider-Man, who's a ruthless Mortal Kombat gamer. I thought I died already.
It's fun seeing that kid for the first time play a big console. Like, they don't understand, like Mario, they're used to small stuff. A lot of people have never played pinball. A lot of kids come in, they're trying to touch the screen and they don't understand, they'll touch the front.
For only 50 cents, Games of yesteryear come alive and kids of all ages come to play.
A lot of hours of repetitious play.
No one can resist the call of the game.
So I jump here, wait on it, now I go.
And maybe the call of chocolate is louder. The 1900s themed Cocoa Bon chocolatier has hundreds upon hundreds of handcrafted award-winning chocolates.
Ooh. Oh, that is so pleasant.
Chocolatier and owner David Sadat says his passion for history collided with chocolate.
Since Anderson is so rich in local history, we felt that it's very important to try to celebrate that.
So while the piano and employee fashion are purposely antique, there's a fresh look for the candies, popcorns, and chocolates.
The byline of our name is the passion of chocolate. We have a passion for chocolate. We want to put out the top, best quality, European-style chocolates that we can.
You can even do more than enjoy them.
Ooh, it is good. Well, you knew that.
Cocoa Bon offers chocolate making classes.
Hand-making chocolates takes a great deal of time, effort, and understanding of the chocolate and the processes that we go through. I'd love to be able to show you some of those.
I would wear these shoes. Ah, you stay there. Ah, that's so cool. So if you're looking to satisfy your sweet tooth here in Anderson, South Carolina, all you have to do is go back in time, whether it be the 1980s, the 1950s, or the early 1900s. Here in Anderson, South Carolina, Tatiana Cash, Destination Vacation.
That was a great one, Tatiana. Oh man, that shoe looked pretty cool with the 7 News right on the front.
I was going to say, that looks like a shoe out of your closet.
Well, to learn more about Anderson and all that's going on there, you can visit our website, WSPA.com.
I'll tell you what, she's having way too much fun on those destination vacation stories. All right, coming up, Carolina's Family at 4 teachers speaking out about their concerns as the students return to in-person learning and hotspots continue to pop up at colleges.
Teachers unions in 2 of the biggest U.S. cities are threatening walkouts over going back to school during the pandemic as colleges in the United States report more than 1,000 coronavirus cases.
Some schools like Notre Dame and Michigan State have suspended or ended in-person learning entirely. David Begnaud has more.
It was this video of students partying inside the University of Connecticut's student housing that led to several students being evicted from their campus residences. Iowa State University released Party Smart guidelines for its student body this week after crowds of students were seen partying over the weekend. This video shared online apparently shows some of those parties. In Tennessee, the state government is allowing school districts to declare teachers as essential workers, which would get them back into the classroom even if they've been exposed to the virus. We spoke with the state's education commissioner, Penny Schwen.
If you are going to do that at the local level, we want to make sure that you've done everything to make sure your staff and your students are kept safe and protected in those school buildings.
But many teachers around the country are worried that local leaders are not adequately protecting them, their students, and their families. In New York City, the teachers union is suggesting it may take legal action if schools reopen without what they're calling essential precautions like mandatory testing and tracing.
This city went through hell and came back, and we are not going back to hell because of short-sighted political agendas.
And in Florida, the state's largest teachers union is suing over a statewide in-person learning mandate that they say is putting lives at risk. At Wednesday's virtual court hearing, one teacher was overcome with emotion.
I've chosen my kids, my students, over so many difficult things, but I can't put my family at risk.
David Begnaud, CBS News.
Meanwhile, the U.S. Food and Drug Administration has given the okay for the world's first fully transparent surgical mask.
They're made by Clear Mask, an American medical supply company. The company says Clear Mask helps improve visual communication while still offering a high level of protection. Clear Mask says that the masks are especially helpful for people with hearing impairments and during conversation between people who don't speak the same language.
I think those could be good for teachers as well,
no
so
kidding.
the students can see their facial expression. All right, well, right now, unemployment claims are still on the rise.
As Michael George reports, that's bad news for industries that already were struggling.
Nelia Gonzalez spent 20 years working for the Marriott hotel chain, but when the pandemic hit, she was let go. The mother of 2 college-age children hasn't been able to find a new job, and money is tight.
I can't pay my light bill, my cable bill. I can't pay my medical insurance.
Last week, 1.1 million Americans filed for unemployment benefits. That's up 135,000 from the previous week. The layoffs come as the economy shows some signs of recovery. Home construction and sales have improved, but hotels, airlines, and industries involved with travel continue to suffer.
I think it's hitting all parts of the industry.
Wade Lundberg represents union workers in Minnesota. He says 85 to 90% of his 8,000 members in hospitality are unemployed.
Some hotels closed for a long period of time totally. Otherwise, we're seeing, occupancy rates that are anywhere from 5 to 10 to 15%.
Right now, I'm already worried.
Gonzalez was making ends meet with the $600 in weekly assistance from the federal government, but now that's gone.
I don't think I will have a place to live. I'll just probably be homeless. I don't know. I hope I can go with family. I'm not sure.
President Trump is offering $300 a week in unemployment, but workers in some states can't get it. And in states where the money is available, it could take weeks for checks to start rolling out. Michael George, CBS News, New York.
Here in South Carolina, more than 7,200 people filed for unemployment in the last week, which is nearly 1,500 more claims than the week before. Also, hundreds attended a drive-through job fair this morning. This was at the Anderson Civic Center.
Anderson County and South Carolina Works hosted this event, which featured companies like Michelin and Tri-County Technical College. Nearly 300 people pulled up and met with employers without having to leave their cars. SC Works says that the goal was to provide people with a safe way to explore jobs.
Some industries are recovering more quickly than others, and we went from about 3% unemployment rate in this area to around 8 or 9% now, and so there are a lot of folks out of work. Recently, the additional $600 additional unemployment insurance benefit expired, so people are really looking to get back in, find ways to make their families comfortable and support each other.
The event ended at 11 this morning, so if you'd like to explore those job opportunities, you can visit this website, scworks.org. Well, the sun has kind of been on and off all day here in Greenville. Let's check back in with Dan Bickford, and right now the sun is on.
It's on, but
report.
Yeah, it's been off enough to where it's not as hot as it was yesterday.
Yeah.
Still a little sticky out there, though. That's not going away. Temperatures right now low to mid-80s for most of the upstate Union, the hot spot. Most folks have topped out in the mid-80s, and we've been in the 70s to near 80 in the mountains today. We've also had limited rain in the upstate. Just a couple of passing showers. Right now we're pretty quiet. Most of the action's been in the mountains, and right now most of the rain is near the Tennessee border or in the western mountains from around northern Jackson County through parts of Macon, Swain, Graham counties. One little shower northeast of Brevard. We'll probably continue to see some of this bubble up as we go through the next couple of hours. We're also watching all of this. Storms in Georgia, all this moisture headed north, and assuming this holds together, we're going to see increasing rain chances probably after dark across the upstate, although we may see a spotty shower or thunderstorm develop out ahead of that. Assuming that all holds together, we'll get that overnight, and some of it could still be lingering through the mountains early tomorrow morning. We'll probably catch a break then late morning, early afternoon, and then with a stalled out front, a lot of moisture in the area, spotty showers and thunderstorms will be around once again. It looks like we'll catch a break through a good chunk of Saturday before daytime heating launches. More isolated to widely scattered showers and storms in the mountains initially. Some of that could sneak into the upstate later in the day. So as we go through time, rain chances get a little smaller. Look for temperatures in the 70s in the mountains tomorrow, lower 80s in the upstate. We do warm up Saturday, Sunday. We see a little bit more sunshine. We see those storm chances still around in our afternoons, but getting a bit smaller. We'll take a look at the 7 on 7, a look at your next 7 days, and a look at the tropics when I return. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Dan. The pandemic has changed the way everyone flies, but even more so for those who have a medical issue.
Reporter Orko Manna introduces us to an 11-year-old girl who has to travel for medical treatments and fortunately is able to rely on a miracle to get her where she needs to go.
And I feel like dancing is just for me.
Madeline Forrester is just like any 11-year-old girl.
It's going to be called the Savage Dance.
She's obsessed with TikTok dances and she's an avid cheerleader, but you'll notice she's in a wheelchair.
So I have spinal muscular atrophy, which holds me back from doing walking, jumping, and running.
Madeline has been fighting this disease since she was 18 months old. She now travels to the Children's Hospital of Colorado for spinal injections, which slow the progression and help build muscle. It's all thanks to Miracle Flights, a Las Vegas-based charity that helps those with complex conditions pay for airfare to get the medical care they need.
It is terminal.
Madeline's mom, Christina, tells me she is worried about COVID-19 because SMA makes Madeline immunocompromised.
So it's very scary in terms of having to travel such a long distance or through airports, planes, everywhere everybody's been or touched. If she does get this virus, it might be fatal for her as well.
But the treatments are time sensitive.
So she does need it every 4 months.
Miracle Flight says they're doing everything they can to keep people safe by providing them with masks and coordinating ground transportation to appointments.
Our goal is to not only ease the financial burden that these families face, but also the stress that comes with having to fly during the pandemic.
I got a whole dream ahead of me.
Madeline taking this all in stride, knowing she's getting the best help there is.
And I'm glad that I can do some stuff than what other kids can do.
Orko Manna.
She's got the moves. She's fantastic. Madeline took her 6th Miracle flight on Wednesday. She went to Colorado.
Yeah. Coming up on Carolina's Family at 4, American Girl Dolls is highlighting frontline workers in a unique way. You'll see how they are transforming real-life people into doll babies.
The popular American Girl dolls highlight life for girls over the decades, but right now, modern day's no less trying.
So the company wanted to honor frontline workers who are going above and beyond by creating dolls like them. Jake Burns introduces us to one of them, an EMT in Richmond, Virginia.
She's an amazing, sweet little girl.
12-year-old Lacey lives in Texas. Her aunt, April O'Quinn, is an EMT in Richmond.
She tells everybody about me all the time.
Lacey may tell others about how her aunt saves lives, but it wasn't until after the fact she told April about something big.
Got a phone call from Lacey that told me she had nominated me for a contest.
The popular American Girl dolls ran a nationwide contest asking families to submit their frontline heroes, people risking their own safety to help others during the COVID-19 health emergency.
I had no words. I ended up crying because I couldn't even say anything.
Last month, April found out from Lacey they'd won.
The stars and brightness in her face and eyes was amazing. It was all worth the pictures, even though I hate pictures.
April is now one of 5 heroes nationwide. American Girl turned into a custom doll, celebrating their service.
Just, you know, honoring people that are out there every day doing what we've done in the past and continue to do today, even though the risk of catching this crazy disease is still there.
April's story likely caught the eye of the contest judges because she knows that risk personally. She caught COVID-19 in March and missed a month of work.
The lung problems was probably like the worst part for me, just not being able, I couldn't lay down. I had to sit up. I slept sitting up. I feel very fortunate that I only have the minor problems I have and I can be back to work.
Emergency medical services seemed like a perfect fit for April, and she didn't hesitate returning to work once doctors gave the okay.
I like to get in there, help people, make them feel better, and step back into the dark, you know?
She's a bit uncomfortable with all the attention, despite thousands of messages of support since word of her doll went public.
The stigmatism of it's a man's world, you know, with EMS. I'm here to show you and prove to you it's not.
Really though, the review she cares about the most is holding on to her doll, thousands of miles away.
It'll be something that neither one of us will ever forget. It's a bond that, you know, that I'll hold with her forever.
Thanks to Jake Burns for the story. And that April O'Quinn doll, by the way, Amy, they aren't for sale.
Oh.
April's niece in Texas has the only one.
Maybe they'll make them eventually. You never know. There could be a demand.
The American Girl, what a tradition, although you better have some money in the bank in order to fulfill those dreams.
That's right.
They are a little expensive.
They are for sure. Well, something that's free, meteorologist Dan Bickford's forecast. It is always available and on WSBA.com.
Free and worth every penny.
Absolutely.
Exactly. We are looking at relatively quiet weather, especially in comparison to this time yesterday. Still could pick up a few showers here early this evening. Best chance of that is going to be in the mountains, particularly the western mountains. These are lifting to the north, but there's a lot of moisture to our south that may affect the area overnight. Been promising to talk about the tropics. Well, we're watching a couple tropical depressions, one in the Caribbean, one in the Atlantic. They're both headed west. They may both end up in the Gulf of Mexico. Let's start with Tropical Depression 13. 35-mile-per-hour winds. Still waiting the latest on the National Hurricane Center from this as to whether or not it's a depression or if it's going to be upgraded to a tropical storm. Next storm in line, next name in line for a storm is Laura. This is expected to become a tropical storm pass north of the islands. Current forecast has this becoming a hurricane early next week as it approaches Florida, and then it could end up in the Gulf of Mexico, or it could end up over Florida, or it could move farther to the south. So there's still a lot of question, not only in terms of direction, but also in terms of intensity. This may come in weaker, this may come in stronger. In any case, this would bring a lot of tropical moisture into portions of the southeast, something we would have to watch locally for the second half of next week in case that holds together. Tropical Depression 14, that's in the Caribbean. It's expected to become a tropical storm. The next storm after Laura would be Marco. This is expected to head to the western Gulf of Mexico early next week. So if these both follow the tracks that they're on, we could end up with 2 storms in the Gulf early next week. So a lot can still change, so we'll have to keep an eye on that. Now, closer to home, a lot of moisture to our south is going to work to the north. Some rain and thunder possible overnight. Lows in the upper 60s in the upstate, mid 60s in the mountains. Storm Storm Team 7 on 7. Look ahead at your next 7 days. Around 80 tomorrow with scattered storms, 67 tomorrow night, mid-80s Saturday and Sunday. A few storms possible, but those chances will start to go down. We're actually drying out a little for early next week, and then we'll watch the tropics from Wednesday and Thursday, because if we do get some of that tropical moisture, that may be the time frame we see it. Otherwise, we're just looking at spotty storms at best. The mountains staying in the 70s tomorrow, lower 80s over the weekend with a few afternoon storms possible. Ben and Amy?
Thank you, Dan. Well, if you are into the bar scene, it's time to find another bar where everybody knows your name.
The Cheers bar in Boston is actually closing after 20 years. The bar was built to mimic the fictional bar in the show. The owner says the doors will officially close on August 30th.
Before you start to think ahead to pumpkin spice season, Starbucks wants you to cheer the end of summer. They're adding 2 new tropical green drinks to the menu. The Kiwi Starfruit Starbucks Refresher beverage combines starfruit flavored juice with real pieces of kiwi, hand shaken with lots of ice. Ben, you like ice, right? It's also under 100 calories for a 16-ounce drink, and the Star drink is the same beverage with coconut milk. It is under 200 calories, same size.
Well, a drive-through haunted house has opened in Tokyo. The production company behind this launched the drive-through haunted house in an answer to the coronavirus pandemic. Boy, they really went all out. Unlike a traditional haunted house where guests can run if they get scared, here customers are confined to their cars and they can't escape all the horrors during the 13-minute performance.
Kind of like the way we all felt while we were stuck in our houses, right? Well, penguin chicks at Chicago's Shed Aquarium have reached a new milestone. Check them out. After shedding their fuzzy feathers in preparation for their first swim, the chicks recently waddled into the water for the first time. There they go. Since hatching in May, the chicks have been busy exploring new spaces, going on field trips around the aquarium while it was closed because of COVID. Swimming is one of the final milestones for the chicks before they can join the rest of their penguin colony.
Look at all those happy feet.
Cute.
All right, stay with us. Carolina's Family at 4. We'll be right back. back. Time for one of our favorite features of the show, 7 Kids.
And our picture is coming in from Tracy Reynolds. This is baby's first time at the beach. Look at this. How cute. You, of course, can send in your pictures, too, of adorable little moments like this with that sweet little face and those sunglasses. Send your pictures to 7kids@WSPA.com. We know you have your beach pictures still from the summer and, of course, the back-to-school stuff right now.
Keep that picture up for a little while longer. That's actually a really smart idea what they did there. They brought like a little kiddie pool to sit her in so that she didn't get sand everywhere.
So smart.
That was a good idea.
You got good parents.
Look at that little
one.
tongue coming out of her mouth.
So cute.
Hope you can join me later tonight over on our Facebook page for another round of 7 News Conversations. We hold these live chats a few nights out of the week, just to check in and see how you and your family are doing, what's on your mind, get to know each other, just mingle, mix, you know, whatever. So grab a snack, a beverage, your iPad, and join me at 8 o'clock sharp on our WSPA Facebook page. Don't be late or you're going to miss out.
It's going to be fun. It always is fun with Ben Hoover. That's going to be awesome. And that's going to do it for Carolina's Family at 4. Of course, Diane's on the way with Ben. They'll be doing Live at 5 next.
And Amy will be back with Gordon at 6 o'clock for your news then, and hope to see you back here tomorrow for our Friday edition of Carolina's Family at 4. Have a great day.